A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Engle. Meg is very smart, thoughtful, and can be quite clumsy. Charles Wallace, Meg's brother, is also very smart and can stay focused. He has an ability to sense other people's feelings. Meg and Charles Wallace's parents are super smart scientists who are also really kind. When their father, Mr. Murray, suddenly goes missing, everybody at their school calls them stupid and makes fun of them. They meet Mrs. Whatsit, Mrs. Who, and Mrs. Which, who are very odd, strange beings, with Calvin, who is a kind, smart, and curious person. Mrs. Whatsit, Mrs. Which, and Mrs. Who tester them to Planet Uriel. When they test her, it is dark, and it's complete nothingness. They test her to Planet Uriel on a mission to save their father. Mrs. Whatsit transforms into a mystical creature and shows them it. It is a monstrous, very bad and evil thing that takes control of people's minds. They then test her to a planet where the happy medium shows them it, the planet Camazotz, and the planet Camazotz on which it is on. Mrs. Whatsit, Mrs. Who, and Mrs. Which tester them to Camazotz to save their father. Meg, Charles, and Calvin are left there alone. They run into this red-eyed man who hypnotizes Charles and leads them to it to take over their minds. They are forced to follow. On the way, Meg sees her father. He comes with them. When they get to they're trying super hard so it doesn't get control of their mind. Then her father testers them to get out of there, leaving Charles behind. They ended up on planet Eshel. Meg gets angry at her father because he left Charles behind, and they meet these gentle creatures who help Meg get over her anger. The next day, Mrs. Whatsit, Mrs. Who, and Mrs. Which show up. They tester Meg over to Camazotz to save Charles. Will she save him, or will they never return to their family?